And she's in now. That's it. They're ready. All sets. They're off for the Arkle Finance Cheshire Oaks, racing for the Robert Sangster Memorial Cup. And Erica being out wide in a maroon sleeve jacket, got out brightly and leads them around the turn, beginning to cross to the running rail. Enable in the hands of Frankie Dettori, pink cap slotting into second. In advance of Alluringly, Ryan Moore, the purple jacket, against the running rail, shadowed by Tan Sholpan, who's deeper out. And then Hidden Steps, a black jacket with a couple behind. Rich Legacy towards the left, the Claret Soaks. And Argenterie held up last of the 7 strong field as they meander their way up the straight first time. Erica Bing then will lead them with a circuit of the Rudy in front of them, a little over a length clear to Enable into the turn in second. Couple of lengths away, Alluringly happy to track the leading pair. Tan Sholpan racing a little keenly on the outside of Hidden Steps as they head to the 7 marker. And then Rich Legacy and Argenterie continues at the tail of the field, just being hustled into the bridle for a couple of strides. Along the viaduct side of the racecourse they go then, approaching the halfway point of the Arkle Finance Cheshire Oaks, and Erica Bing and Chester Specialist Franny Norton leading up, with Enable a close second under Dettori. Still 2 lengths away, Alluringly Moore sitting quietly in third. Tan Sholpan, Andrea Atzeni, pale blue jacket, racing wide of Hidden Steps and David Probert. And then Rich Legacy and Asheen Murphy, and reminders from Martin Dwyer at the back of the field for Argenterie. They got now about 4.5 furlongs left to travel, and up ahead still Erica Bing against the fence leading Enable. Alluringly has got clear sailing. Hidden Steps down on the inside fence, a half-length Tan Sholpan. Rich Legacy, a claret jacket, is deeper out, and Argenterie is in touch. Tempo now beginning to lift. They're running towards the 3 marker, and Frankie aboard Enable is moving upsize the pace, setting Erica Bing. Alluringly shaken up to get closer now. Moore trying to cover Dettori's move. Rich Legacy circling the field, is moving up from the rear. Hidden Steps a bit short of daylight behind Tan Sholpan. Dettori was the first to commit on Enable. Alluringly is out after, has got 2 lengths to make up as they head towards the top of the straight in the Cheshire Oaks. It's Enable in front of the hands of Frankie Dettori. Moore now in full flight on Alluringly, trying to bridge the gap. 200 yards to cover. Enable. Alluringly edging a little bit closer. They're miles clear of the rest. Enable finding plenty for Frankie in front, and he's going to run out a ready winner. Enable, more than able, takes the Cheshire Oaks. Alluringly second, Tan Sholpan third, and Rich Legacy was back in fourth.
And on this occasion, the master of the Cheshire Oaks, Aidan O'Brien, has to give best to John Gosden, whose Enable has landed the 2017.
The Investec Oaks field are sent on their way. Isabel Derbina was a little bit slow to break, but pocket full of dreams, moves forward and leads early on from in second place the pink cap of Enable. At this stage Sebetsu is 3 wide and also moving forward as they race through the first furlong and a half. So Sebetsu in the blue, pocket full of dreams. They stride up the hill with Enable racing in third place. Rhododendron at this stage settles in fourth as they continue to climb uphill. Pocket full of dreams just being taken away from the other runners, but leads by just over a length as they cross towards the running rail. Sebetsu races in second, Enable is third, Rhododendron shows in fourth place, just ahead of Alluringly, whose white face is in fifth. Natavia in the green cap shows in sixth, just ahead of Horseplay. At the back of the field, Isabel de Urbina and the grey Coronet, as through the driving rain they make their way up towards the 9 furlong point. And pocket full of dreams for Donica O'Brien leads the Oaks field on this climb. In second place, Sebetsu is 2 lengths away, 3 lengths back in third to Enable. The all blue sodden colours of Rhododendron in fourth place, just ahead of Natavia. On the outside is Alluringly, who shows in sixth place, just ahead of Horseplay, and still Coronet at the back. So pocket full of dreams doing her job now as pacemaker and presses on into the teeth of the rain as they prepare to run downhill. Sebetsu is in second place, and then a couple of lengths back to the pink cap of Enable. Rhododendron's pulled 1 off the rails. Natavia is in 5th place ahead of Alluringly, and the back 3 are Horseplay, who's on the outside of Isabel de Urbina, and Coronet continues to be the back marker as they run downhill, still in this driving rain with lightning in the background. Out in front is pocket full of dreams, really pressing on now. She's trying to break this race apart, leads by 6 lengths. Stamina will be needed to win this year's Oaks. Sebetsu is in second place, racing in third is Enable. Enable. Rhododendron in 4th place. Behind these, trying to stay on is Alluringly. Coronet is still well back. Pocket full of dreams with Sabetsu now beginning to close, and Sabetsu will have first crack at her. But here's Rhododendron on the outside with Enable, and all of a sudden there are 4 in line in the Oaks. It's Enable's pink cap trying to run the finish out of Rhododendron. The 2-4 John Alluringly moves into 3rd. Rhododendron on the outside, but Enable is a tough nut to crack and digs in for Frankie Dettori. Dettori on the far side, and Rhododendron is wilting at the furlong pole under Ryan Moore. Enable in the driving rain is pulling away in the Oaks. She's seeing out the trip better than Rhododendron, and up to the line the Oaks goes to Enable by 4 lengths. Rhododendron seen off in 2nd place. Back in 3rd, Alluringly. Late progress from Horseplay and Coronet, who were only bit players. In driving rain, stamina was the key, and Enable had it in spade.
Castle straight mile which suited her, and I must say, compared to some of the others, she's massive stature, so we can dream of the future. People are already naming races, I said, one step at a time.
Oh, it's all about the Investec Oaks, which goes to Khaled Abdullah, to John Gosden, to Frankie Dettori, and Enable.
They're locked away for the Darley Irish Oaks, and they're off. Enable broke smartly, and also up there in the early stages is Bengala, and towards the outside Alluringly. Wider still is Banfesa as they race towards the end of the first furlong, and it's Bengala who goes on from Enable, the favourite, in 2nd. Banfasa is in 3rd. On the inside is Rain Goddess, and the red and yellow of Intricately. The green colours on the inside is Azira. They're followed by Alluringly, and then Naughty or Nice, and behind Naughty or Nice is Aurora Butterfly, and the Ribblesdale winner Coronet brings up the rear. They're heading down now, having covered almost 3 furlongs, and it's Bengala and Declan McDonough about 3 lengths clear of Enable, and Frankie Dettori in 2nd. Banfasa in 3rd. On the inside is Rain Goddess, then a gap of 2.5 or so to Intricately, who's just ahead of Alluringly. Azira next on the inside of Naughty or Nice, and they're being followed by Aurora Butterfly, and bringing up the rear is Coronet as they turn now to race up the hill to the halfway point. And Bengala has the lead, followed in 2nd place by Enable, then Rain Goddess on the inside in 3rd. Banfasa is next, and then comes Intricately, then Alluringly and Azira and Naughty or Nice. They're followed by Aurora Butterfly, and still in rear is Coronet as they race along the top of the course, heading up towards the 5 furlong marker. And Bengala by just over 2 lengths to Enable, sitting in 2nd, the Epsom Oaks winner. In 3rd is Banfasa on the outside, then the inside is Rain Goddess. Intricately is next, Alluringly on her outside, Azira in the green, then Naughty or Nice. Coronet still towards the back alongside Aurora Butterfly as they race down towards the home turn now. And it's Bengala, the leader in the Darley Irish Oaks, from the favourite in 2nd, Enable. Banfasa in 3rd. 4th on the inside, Rain Goddess. Intricately in the red and yellow, Alluringly on her outside, Azira the rails. Aurora Butterfly, Naughty or Nice driven along. Coronet still at the back as they race now towards the last 2 furlongs. Enable, the favourite, hits the front now, chased by Rain Goddess in 2nd. Banfasa, Azira, Intricately, Alluringly. Coronet trying to make ground from the back, but it's Enable and Frankie Dettori out in front from Rain Goddess in 2nd. A gap to Azira, then Aurora Butterfly and Coronet as they race inside the final furlong. She was good at Epsom, and she's very good today. Enable wins the Darley Irish Oaks very easily under Frankie Dettori. Rain Goddess 2nd, Azira 3rd. Coronet stays on into 4th, then Aurora Butterfly, Alluringly, Intricately, Banfasa, long-time leader Bengala, and Naughty or Nice.
For this, the King George of 2017, they're off and away, and Highland Reel breaking out pretty swiftly, but the early pace is not too urgent. Maverick Wave on the outside now in the red cap is taking over the pacemaking role. Enable is very handy under Frankie Dettori in the pink cap, though she's pretty keen. In behind them is Jack Hobbs in the all blue jacket towards the inside. Idaho is back in 5th place then, followed in the white cap by Ben Battle towards the inside of Ulysses, and they're followed by My Dreamboat, and towards the rear 60s Song and Desert Encounter. On their way down to Swinley Bottom, and they're kicking up plenty of turf now after the heavy rain, and it's Maverick Wave that leads the way. Enable and Frankie Dettori second on the outside. Highland Reel kept out wide here by Ryan Moore, followed next by Jack Hobbs, and then Idaho close up. They're tracked by Ben Battle and Ulysses as they round Swinley Bottom now. My Dreamboat is further back in the field from 60s Song and Desert Encounter at the tail. Swinging right-handed now and about to pass the 7 furlong marker. Maverick Wave has broken clear of the field by about 6 or 7 lengths from in second place last year's winner Highland Reel. Enable, the dual Oaks winner, is third, followed by Idaho. Then Jack Hobbs behind these. The Coral-Eclipse winner Ulysses is on their heels, followed by Ben Battle, and still towards the rear My Dreamboat, also Desert Encounter and the Argentinian Raider 60s Song. Heading up the hill now and passing the 5 furlong marker, and Maverick Wave still with a clear lead over Highland Reel in second. Enable is third. They're followed by Jack Hobbs in the headgear in the all blue jacket, the white cap of Ben Battle getting closer. Out wide still is Idaho behind his brother Highland Reel, and then further back to Ulysses, My Dreamboat, Desert Encounter and 60 Song. Now the pacemakers coming up as they run into the turn, and it's Jack Hobbs and Enable who stride on alongside Maverick Wave on turning in. Jack Hobbs on the inside of Enable. They're trapped by Ben Battle. In behind them Ulysses is travelling well. Highland Reel under pressure out wide, and then Idaho. Now Frankie says go on the filly Enable, and is followed through by Ulysses in second place, and Enable powers clear of Ulysses. Ulysses trying to bridge the gap. They run down to the final furlong. Enable on the far side, Ulysses second, then Idaho running on. It's Enable by 3 lengths inside the final furlong here. Ulysses can make no further impression, and this fabulous filly, a dual Oaks winner, and now Enable as the King George, and a 5th win for Frankie Dettori. Ulysses and Idaho second and third, Highland Reel back in 4th, and then
Elles sont parties pour ces Yorkshire Oaks, groupe 1 sur 2400 mètres avec la grandissime favorite Enable, le numéro 6, la Kazakh du Prince Abdullah qui prend d'emblée le meilleur avec Frankie Dettori en selle, la grandissime favorite donc devant Queen's Trust, le numéro 3, Kazakh rouge toque bleu avec Jim Crowley, devant Olivier Pellier sur la grise Coronet, le numéro 5, c'est la Kazakh verte toque jaune que vous voyez à l'extérieur, la puissante Abingdon, l'As côté corde vient ensuite devant côte à côte Alluringly avec son extérieur Nezwa, le numéro 2, Kazakh jaune, épaulette noire. Cavalier seul pour l'instant de Enable, le numéro 6, qui imprime son rythme, un rythme soutenu avec sa grande action, qui prend 3-4 longueurs à Queen's Trust, qui revient cependant un peu dans son sillage avec le numéro 5 Coronet. Ensuite devant l'As Abington, qui est aux côtés de Neswa, le numéro 2 Kazakh jaune, toujours devant le 4 Alluringly et Ryan Moore. Enable dans son rythme avec Frankie Dettori qui entre ses jambes regarde où est l'opposition. L'opposition est juste derrière elle avec le 3 Queen's Trust qui est toujours ce train régulier deuxième facilement devant Coronet, le numéro 5, la grise qui prend maintenant la 3e place devant Abingdon côté corde avec à son extérieur Kazakh jaune le 2 Neswa et toujours le 4 Alluringly, la moins jouée de la course au 6e et dernier rang. Toujours la grandissime favorite, Enable, la fille de Nathaniel qui est librement en tête avec dans son sillage Queen's Trust qui est presque un peu allante avec Coronet à son extérieur. Abingdon, Kazakh bleu pâle, la Kazakh de Ballymacall est devant le 2 Neswa et toujours en Kazakh violette le 4 Alluringly qui ferme la marche. Avec toujours le 6 Enable en tête, la grandissime favorite qui est suivie par Queen's Trust, des positions qui n'ont guère varié depuis le départ, avec la très longue ligne droite de York qui est entamée donc par la favorite Enable qui s'écarte de la corde, avec en Kazakh rouge le 3 Queen's Trust, Kazakh verte le 5 Coronet, avec l'As Abington, Kazakh bleu clair, toujours devant la Kazakh jaune du 2 Neswa qui est lancé à l'extérieur alors que le 4 Alluringly a du mal à enclencher avec le 6 Enable qui s'étend maintenant et qui se détache du numéro 3 Queen's Trust, la grande favorite qui prend le large, mais Queen's Trust reste en vue de la grande favorite avec Coronet, les positions qui n'ont guère varié pratiquement depuis le départ. Abington semble céder complètement avec Enable le numéro 6 qui est nettement le meilleur, Queen's Trust le numéro 3 reste deuxième, va être attaqué par Olivier Pellier sur le 5 Coronet côté corde et le 2 Neswa qui finit assez bien alors qu'on est à environ 100 mètres du poteau, 150 mètres maintenant, le numéro 6 Enable qui va s'imposer très facilement, la deuxième place pour le 3 Queen's Trust attaqué par Coronet, le numéro 5 avec Olivier Pellier qui vient attaquer. Victoire pour Enable, la grande favorite très facilement en route pour le prix de l'Arc de Triomphe peut-être. Coronet et Olivier Pellier deuxième devant Queen's Trust.
And they're away, and Enable gets a good jump. Enable is fast into stride. Dashing's Secret is also racing in a handy position. Of the O'Brien horses, Idaho is one of those that moves forward with Cloth of Stars. It is not frenetic through the first couple of 100 metres, and one of the Japanese runners, Satono Noblesse, is racing forward as well. But it's Enable and Idaho who hold the first two positions. Ulysses, surprisingly prominent in the noseband for Jim Crowley in third place, just ahead of Satono Noblesse, who races in fourth. A little bit wider out is Plumatique. Winter, best place of the two O'Brien Greys, and this is when they'll join the inside running rail now. That'll carry them right the way round the back straight, and look how Frankie Dettori's kept his options open and moved Enable off the rail. So Idaho it is who leads the arc. Enable in second place. Order of St George is posted 3 wide in the striped cap. Fourth place for Bramato, just on the inside at this stage of Ulysses. Satono Noblesse in seventh. The Dashing's Secret racing pretty wide out at this stage. Winter in midfield just ahead of Cloth of Stars. Then towards the inside running rail is Akitos. Satono Diamond's green cap, 1 foot in heaven, just ahead of 7th heaven. 3 from the back is Zarak, then Doha Dream, and last of all that colour change for Silverware. So now the O'Brien pair of Idaho and Order of St George control the race, but Enable is in clear running in third place as they make their way up past the Royal Stables on the outside of Chantilly, with Bromto racing in fourth place. In fifth is Satono Noblesse. Ulysses now getting some cover in sixth, tracked by Winter, the grey and the dark blue. Still a little bit messy in midfield. Dashing's Secret's had a tough trip and is 3 wide round the turn. Then behind these, Plumatique from Satono Diamond. Capri's being ridden along well back in the field as the leaders begin the turn into the straight. Entering the final half mile in the Cata Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, and on the front end it is Idaho in the blue cap, Order of St George, stamina assured, being ridden now to try and make it a real test up the final 3 furlongs. Enable angles out and cruises up. The pink cap being gathered together by Frankie Dettori. Bramato travels well. No luck in the gold cap, trying to thread the needle. Ulysses trying to stay on Enable's tail, and Frankie's gone for home at the 300, and she finds 2 lengths. Ulysses, Cloth of Stars, out of the pack in the blue colours, trying to hunt down Enable, who enters the final furlong, and he's showing no signs of wilting. Enable from Cloth of Stars, and Ulysses cements a top-class filly. Enable, the Queen of Europe, won the arc from Cloth of Stars. In third place there was Ulysses, and they were away from the others. Bramato. Frankie Dettori got himself in a controlling position on a filly that has done nothing wrong this year, and that acceleration passing.
We're about to jump away at Kempton for the 205. Quick reminder, you can watch Terrefontaine, their 205 on William Hill TV2. They're loading at Terrefontaine. Here's the September Stakes at Kempton.
Enable to stride on and claim the early lead. Crystal Ocean will race in second early, and then Cribs Causeway, and held up last of the quartet is Peak Princess. Coming up past the crowd at Kempton, and it is Enable who's out in front now by 2.5 lengths. She's lobbing along with an easy lead. In second place is Crystal Ocean, and in third Cribs Causeway, as in Indian file they go into their first turn with Peak Princess last, and now racing some 6 lengths off Enable, who goes now around the turn and on towards the final mile. So it is Enable, keen, and she's out clear by 2 lengths to Crystal Ocean, nicely settled for David Probert in second position. Now 3.5 lengths away, Cribs Causeway and Kieran Schumacher in third, and 1.5 lengths back to Ross Orion and Peak Princess as they make the run now down the Kempton back stretch, and it is Enable who has got the lead. Enable by 2 lengths to Crystal Ocean in second, and the tempo so far has been reasonable as they go towards the halfway point in the 40th running of the September Stakes, and the ARC winner Enable still has the lead, bidding to give Frankie Dettori his 3rd win in the race. Crystal Ocean now creeps a little closer in the hands of David Probert as they race on now towards the end of the back straight. The lead now for Enable is down to only 1.5 lengths as Crystal Ocean now is creeping a little closer as they're on the turn with
Herring Newcastle.
Longs to go. Enable by 1.5 lengths to Crystal Ocean in second. Now there's a break of 5 lengths back to Cribs Causeway, and then Peak Princess. They're about to complete the turn in, just over 3 furlongs to go. Enable still has the lead. Crystal Ocean is towards the outside with his tongue lolling out. They're coming now down towards the final 2 furlongs and towards the cutaway. It is Enable, and now Frankie Dettori tries to go through the gears. Crystal Ocean is going with her as they're racing down towards towards the final furlong and a half. Enable still has a lead of a length and a half over Crystal Ocean. There's a long break to the other two. Inside the final furlong, Enable is striding out. She's now gone clear by 2.5 lengths. Crystal Ocean has no answers. Enable is back, and now it's off to Paris-Longchamp. Enable wins the September Stakes. In second was Crystal Ocean, and in third, Cribs Causeway.
Well, the Queen is
19 runners, all in the stalls. Hope to high. One, it will be realised. They leave the stalls, and Sea of Class immediately grabs hold. James Doyle takes the horse towards the back of the field as early on Nelson cuts out the early pace in company with the Japanese raider Clincher. Patiscoy and Capri also racing in a handy position. Defoe, Andrea Azzini is adopting the Frankie Dettori Golden Horn tactics and staying solo out wide at the moment. Currently in midfield, Hunting Horn races on the outside of Study of Man, and then with big white faces Talismanic. Enable has settled just behind the speed in 4th place in the pink cap as Nelson cuts out the early fraction. So it's Nelson who leads from Capri. Defoe is going to sidle in and will do so in roundabout a share of 2nd place. Enable on the outside of the Japanese colt Clincher. Then towards the outer is Hunting Horn. Tiberian races in midfield in company as well with Patiscoy and Study of Man. Salouen's in midfield, the white cap of Cloth of Stars, then Talismanic way to Paris. Valgeist has about 5 behind. They include Sea of Class, who's 1 from the back in company with Magical. Louis D'Or is at the back as well in company with the Grey Nerf Bosk and Kew Gardens. Purple Cap is also towards the tail. So they completed this long run round the back straight, and now the turns begin. Nelson into the first of them, leads by a length from Capri in second. Defoe still held 3 wide. Enable to track into the pace on the outside of Clincher, and then Hunting Horn with Tiberian. Patiscoy midfield from Study of Man. Behind those Talismanic, way to Paris on the inside. Valgeist next, Nerf Bosk 5 from the tail with Kew Gardens, and still 2 from the back is Sea of Class. Nelson is upping the ante here. Capri 2 lengths back. Defoe, Enable still poised. Frankie Dettori sitting quietly in a share of 3rd place. Then behind these is Clincher, not much room for Patiscoy. Then Hunting Horn as Nelson has really set the race alight down the full straight. Leads from Capri, Enable still travels strongly. Sea of Class is a long way back. Oh, 2 from the back, full of horse, but where will he go? Up the rail goes Nelson, leads from Capri. Frankie Dettori and Enable are poised. The lady in waiting as they head towards the 2 furlong and 400 metre mark. Enable and Capri are the first 2. Then Salou and Tiberian. Sea of Class is making ground through the field. Enable is asked to go and seal the arc. Sea of Class has weaved all the way through with Cloth of Stars to chase, but it's Enable 2 legs clear. Well, guys, Sea of Class and also Cloth of Stars are closing down. Enable, Sea of Class is still coming. Enable and Sea of Class. Wow, Enable may have just held on, but it got mighty close, hitting the line. Enable, Sea of Class was coming with every stride. James Doyle had manoeuvred the horse through every gap. Frankie looks up, he looks a little worried. Maybe this time he doesn't need to be. Enable being closed on by Sea of Class. There wasn't much left at the line. Behind those in 3rd was Cloth of Stars. That's the picture that tells the story. Enable joins the pantheon of greats, the Dual Arc winner. But boy, what a female finale as Sea of Class came home strongly.
There's something very special. 2 great fillies, but the one on the far side has made history. 6 for Frankie, and Enable becomes the first British trained horse to...
We'll take the outside stall. 4 to 5 right now on Enable. And they're all in line. We are ready for a start. They're off in the Breeders' Cup turf. Glorious Empire goes immediately to the early lead, and Channelmaker is sent along on the inside, so these 2 are 1-2 early on, and Enable is right behind them, and now High Happy goes into the mix too. Then it's Robert Bruce, Talismanic on the inside, and Hunting Horn. Magical is in behind them, 5.5 lengths off the lead, then Quarteto de Cortes, followed by Arc Low on the inside of Waldgeist. Liam the Charmer is next, and Sadler's Joy trails. The first quarter was 24.65 seconds for Glorious Empire, who leads Channelmaker by 3/4 of a length, heading into the stretch for the first time. High Happy is perched outside of them, running in 3rd position as they straighten out. And then it's Talismanic, last year's winners. Dawn on the inside, 5 lengths off the lead. Enables in between horses. Hunting Horn is there on the outside. And then comes Robert Bruce, followed by the other filly in the race, Magical, who's 6 lengths off the lead. Voltgeist is next, and then comes Arklow. They continue through a 49.11 half mile. And then it's back to Liam the Charmer, Quarteto de Cordes, and the trailer is Sadler's Joy. Glorious Empire on top as they make their way into the clubhouse turn. Channelmaker continues to be the closest pursuer in second, and High Happy is third. And then on the inside is Talismanic, and Abel is 5th right now, and she's 5.5 lengths off the lead, 3/4 up in 1:14.22, solid enough on this going as they head on to the back stretch. Hunting Horn is outside of Enable. Now they're moving together, and they're about 3.5 lengths off the lead, and just ahead of Magical, who right to the outside of her has Robert Bruce, and then it's Voltgeist. On the inside comes Arklow. So they continue up the back stretch, and it's been Glorious Empire all the way so far. Channelmaker is second, High Happy is third. Meanwhile, Enable at this stage of the race is 7th, and she's 3 lengths off the lead, running in behind horses, moving for the far turn. Let's see where she goes from here. Around the turn they go, and High Happy has taken the lead. Hunting Horn is second, and now Frankie Dettori brings Enable to the outside of them, and here she comes up for the lead as they come to the top of the stretch. Magical's moving with her, and she got an inside run, and they're into the stretch, and the 2 fillies are 1-2, Magical and Enable, and they kick on from Sadler's Joy. It's Enable on the outside in the center of the turf course. She has taken the lead, and she's pulling away from Magical, who continues to battle her though. It's these two, 1-2 down to the finish. Enable and Magical, and they're well clear of the others. Racing Royalty, Enable, and Frankie Dettori. The ARC winner is the Breeders' Cup Turf winner too. Magical was second. It was a long way back to Sadler's Joy and Arklow. Enable has done it.
All guys moved up and behind her, but turning for home, Ryan Moore on Magical cut the corner, came inside Enable. Enable took the wider path, and then it was game on the last quarter of a mile between Magical and Enable.
What a fantastic run through the lane as these two pulled, what, 5-6 lengths clear of the rest of the field. Finally, an ARC winner comes to the United States and wins a Breeders' Cup race, and boy, did she do it in style. And how about as they were galloping out after the race? 2 of the very best jockeys in the world, Frankie Dettori, Ryan Moore, reaching out, grasping hands. They knew exactly what kind of race they had just given these people.
To Nick Luck. With trainer John Gosden, who won the first edition of the Breeders' Cup Mile in 1984, took the Breeders' Cup Classic in 2000.
And they're off for the 2019 running of the Coral-Eclipse. The Group 1 over the 1.25 mile, and Hunting Horn will set the tempo, leading in the dark blue jacket under Poire Beggy from Magical, who's racing there in second position. And it's only then just about head away to Enable. It's now just about to take second place behind the pace, and Telecaster is next in 4th. Then the yellow-jacketed Zabil Prince, a further length and a half away to Mustachary, who then has 2 lengths on Regal Reality. And at the back of the field is Danceteria as they continue now towards the final 7 furlongs of the Eclipse. And it's Hunting Horn who leads by a length over Enable in second place. Magical is back in 3rd. Telecaster is next in 4th. Then came Zabil Prince and Mustachary, followed then by Regal Reality, the Brigadier Gerard winner, and Danceteria is at the rear of the field. So it's still Hunting Horn who sets the pace, a length in front of Enable in second under Frankie. Another length and a half away then to the 3rd position, Magical. Then came Zabil Prince to be 4th at the corner. Then Telecaster to the outside of him, followed by the red, white and blue Regal Reality. Then Mustachary and Danceteria. Top of the home straight then in the Eclipse, and it's Hunting Horn who's still out in front. Enable poised there in second place. 2 lengths away then to Magical, who's now been shaken up by Ryan Moore. Zabil Prince is back in 4th. Then Regal Reality and Telecaster, followed by Mustachary, is moving up. Yet to press the battle on Enable, who breezes up alongside Hunting Horn. Magical tries to go with her. Then Zabil Prince and Regal Reality, followed by Mustachary. Now Frankie says go on the filly Enable. She leads it by a length. Magical, though, is giving chase. Then Hunting Horn and Regal Reality inside the final furlong. It's Enable with the advantage. Magical is trying hard behind. Regal Reality staying on, but it's Enable under Frankie Dettori.
Tori. She'll win the Coral-Eclipse. Magical tried her heart out but couldn't get to Enable. The brilliant mare, she's done it. Enable from Magical, Regal Reality, Dancer Terrier, then Moustachery, Hunting Horn, Telecaster and Zabiel Prince.
And they're off away for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Kipco Stakes. Enable drawn wide in the early stages as they begin their run downhill towards Swinley Bottom. Norway is ridden forward in the purple jacket ahead of stable companion Magic Wand. Anthony Van Dyke, the other Aidan O'Brien runner, another of the Aidan O'Brien runners just slotting in on the inside, going forward to his Hunting Horn. Enable endeavouring to get in here. Frankie Dettori is still caught towards the outside just behind Crystal Ocean in the dark blue with the yellow cap, red jacketed Valgeist. The grey on the inside is Defoe, followed by the Japanese challenger Cheval Grand, and at the back Mirando, and Saluen, who has been a front runner, is held up at the back of the field. It's Norway that leads the field by a couple of lengths to Magic Wand. In third is Hunting Horn. Aidan O'Brien runners 1, 2 and 3. Anthony Van Dyke then on the inside of Crystal Ocean, followed back in the field by Valgeist. Defoe. Enable has only got 3 behind her. They are Cheval Grand along with Saluen and Mirando as they emerge out of Swinley Bottom, and now racing inside the final 6, just passing the 6 furlong marker, and Norway is serving up a strong gallop, followed by Magic Wand in second place. On the outside in the pink colours is Hunting Horn. Anthony Van Dyke then the inside of Crystal Ocean. Enable is still well back behind Valgeist, followed by Defoe, Cheval Grand, and then Saluen and Mirando is being ridden along to Little Avail at the back of the field, heading on towards the 4 furlong marker. They are well strung out. It's looked a punishing pace being set by Norway, who will surely come back to them in the straight. In second, Magic Wand, Hunting Horn, then Crystal Ocean in fourth, Valgeist, and then after Valgeist on the outside is Enable, beginning to pick up 1 or 2 scalps as they run into the home straight, and Norway drifting off the inside. Closed down by Crystal Ocean. Enable making rapid progress down the outside. Crystal Ocean goes on, but Enable is quick to challenge. Then Hunting Horn and Valgeist. Enable on the outside of Crystal Ocean, and these two are kicking away from Valgeist in third, racing on towards the final furlong. And what a battle between them. Enable near side. Crystal Ocean will not give in on the far side. They go head to head, toe to toe. She's just in front of Enable, racing up towards the line, and she'll win a second King George. What a race! That was a horse race. Crystal Ocean edged out second, Valgeist third, Saluen running on possibly to take fourth, ahead of Hunting Horn.
Enables the Queen. She beats Crystal Ocean in a thrilling finish. What a filly, what a result, and what a ride, Freddie.
Absolutely, what a filly. I mean, unbelievable. She's getting better and better. Nothing can actually, beat her. Change of plan, in tactics-wise. Frankie had to take his time from that white draw. He couldn't really get in, so he had to take a pull on her. He was 4 wide, ended up being 3 wide then. And look, it was up against her here from that draw, but she's delivered.
She has got the will of a champion.
Absolutely, she's got the right attitude about it. It was a ding-dong battle for over 2 furlongs, just the 2 of them, the 2 best horses in the race, and yeah, unbelievable. What a finish.
2 of the best horses in the world as well, and look at that, you can see the drive there on the inside on Crystal Ocean. James Doyle desperate to win this again, but Frankie wasn't having any of it, and in Enable he had the most willing of partners.
Absolutely, he actually only gave her a few taps in behind, and the rest was hands and heels, because he always felt like he was going to hold off Chris.
And they're all in, all 4 fillies all set, and away they go for the Darley Yorkshire Oaks, and Frankie was away to a flyer there on Enable, very quickly into stride, and she's going on by a length or 2 from her stable companion Lati Dar. Then there's a couple of lengths, maybe a touch more back to Magical, who races in 3rd place, and South Sea Pearl, whatever her role was meant to be, it isn't the one of a pacemaker, because she's last of the quartet now as they race over on the far side of the Knavesmire here, and Enable is going to make this a proper test as she leads Lati Dar by a couple of lengths, going across towards and past the 9 furlong start there. Magical racing just a length and a bit behind La Tidar in third place for Ryan Moore. South Sea Pearl in the white cap, Shamie Heffernan, last of the quartet as the Darley Yorkshire Oaks field of 2019 make their way down then towards the final 7 furlongs of the race. And the 9-time Group 1 winner, Enable, striding out in front from La Tidar, who's unbeaten in 2 starts here at the Knavesmire. Racing in third then is Magical, Enable's old rival, and then 3 lengths back to South Sea Pearl, who's in 4th and last place. Going past the halfway point then, past the 6 furlong marker, and Frankie out in front here on board Enable as they race down the side of the course. Will Buick on La Tidar racing in 2nd place, followed by Magical and Ryan Moore, who's just a length behind her, and then still looking on as they begin to turn into the home straight is South Sea Pearl. So straightening up for the judge here now, and it's Enable who leads them in here, going to the 4 furlong marker. La Tidar in the pink jacket within about a length. Frankie just looking between his legs there to see what the others are doing. Magical's getting into contention on the inside, but this powerfully built mare Enable striding on with purpose, and already La Tidar is off the bit. Magical on the inside then is trying to get a little bit closer, but Frankie seems to have things well under control here, approaching the final 2 furlongs. Now he's asking Enable to engage top gear to see off her old rival Magical. Coming under a bit of a drive here, Enable, but she's responding as she always does inside the final furlong and a half. Enable holding Magical, who seems to have no more to give yet again, and once more Enable will see off Magical and gain her 10th Group 1. 13 out of 14. The arc is next. Enable all the way winner of the Darley Yorkshire Oaks. Magical second, then La Tidar and South Sea Pearl.
And 3 Hyatt for William Buick, coming out of stall number 12, representing Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. 4 is Kaseki, the first of the trio of the Japanese runners, Christophe Sumion. Number 5, Blast One Piece for Yuga Kawada, and number 6, Fiammo rounds them off for Christophe Patrice-Lemaire. Nagano was the venue of the Winter Olympics in Japan in 1998, but Nagano Gold is a Czech Republic horse, ridden by Mikel Barcelona. 8 is Enable, Frankie Dettori. 9, Magical, Donica O'Brien. 10 is Japan for Ryan Moore. 11, Soft Light, optimistically supplement.
Following Nagano Gold. Do you like what you see, Johnny? She's a little bit on edge.
She's a little bit on edge, but this is it, you know, she has to do it all now. She has to line up, she has to take the parade. She looks nice and relaxed. Frankie looks nice and relaxed. The crowd will be getting cheering.
They're cheering her, listen.
Yeah, but they will be, that's what they'll be doing. So, like, it's a huge atmosphere there, and she'll be feeling it. Frankie will be feeling it. But I think they'll do it.
In the stalls, she's in a Ballydoyle sandwich between this horse, Magical, Donica O'Brien riding for his dad, and Japan will have Ryan Moore on board. Ryan has won this race twice with Workforce, the Derby winner, and Found. Listen to the chants a second.
He's the one, I think, Ed.
Now an entire sport has been waiting for. It's Enable's bid for history. Richard Hoyles.
Yeah, and early on, keep an eye on Enable and Magical drawn just inside. Can she clear the horse in stall 8? She is in stall 9. And they have this run to Le Petit Bois after a couple of furlongs or so, and they are all set. They jump away. Magical does jump well, so does Enable. Kiseki hasn't got to the lead, and Frankie's just grabbed hold here as on towards the inside, making the early running will include the likes of Fiammo moving forward with Blast One Piece. Frankie keeping wide, and Magical just holding her out at the moment, as on the outside, the blue colours of Hayeth also move forward. So Hayeth on the outside in the blue, Fiammo towards the inside with Blast One Piece. Enable drops back to midfield. That's the jockey cam of French King's rider Olivier Pellier, who's racing in about 7th or 8th as Kayeth moves over, and Frankie is going to be held a little wide here on Enable, tracking Magical in 5th place at the moment. So the order, as they've settled down, is out in front. Kayeth leads them past Le Petit Bois. Racing in 2nd is Fiammo, who shares that position with Magical. Enable is still 3 wide with Blast One Piece and Sotsas in the inside, and Frankie just working slightly to try and get in. In 7th place races Val Geist just ahead of Kiseki, who's ridden further back in the field this afternoon, and still towards the rear include the likes of French King. Nagano Gold is well off the back by 4 or 5 lengths, and the penultimate horse is Soft Light. Well, now they're beginning to string out, and crucially, as they prepare to take the turn, Frankie Dettori's now found the rail as Hayeth leads with Magical and Fiamon. 3 lengths back to Enable, who is in 4th place. Sotsas races on the inside of in 6th place on the outside Blast One Piece. So out in front, it's the blue colours of Hayeth who makes the running for William Buick. Magical in 2nd place, racing in 2nd for Donica O'Brien. Racing in 3rd, we have one of the Japanese runners, Fiamon. Frankie Dettori in 4th on Enable. Sotsas tracking the market leader. Still at this stage, Japan well back in the field with only 3 behind as they make their way now down towards the full straight and the final 700 metres of the Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. Out in front, Hayeth leads. In 2nd, Magical. Enable is now travelling strongly as Fiamon backs out of things. Sotsas tracks Enable. Japan trying to get onto their heels. Amongst horses, Balgai still travels okay as well. Kiseki is asked, then Blast One Piece. But out in front, Magical moves to the lead. Enable stalks her prey. Moves out underneath Sotsas, who's improving. Dettori is poised here as they make their way inside the final 400 metres. Enable moves to the lead. Japan and Sotsas, the 3-year-old, and she hasn't immediately settled it. Enable moves on by a length. Now it's a length and a half. Valgeist comes out of the pack in pursuit. Inside the final 100 yards, it is Enable out in front. Valgeist, this year's Sea of Class, is trying to run her down. Valgeist is getting to Enable and will win the arc. Valgeist beat Enable, Sotsas and Japan. Back in 5th place was Magical. Then behind these, Blast One Piece, Pierre-Charles Boudet for Andre Fabre. Valgeist ran down Enable, who had every chance, got to the lead, but as last year, didn't seal it. And this time, Valgeist it was who came over the top to deny Enable her place in history. She went down fighting, but on the day, Valgeist was a decisive winner. Andre Fabre and Pierre-Charles Boudet have provided the shock. Valgeist, who in the past has been behind Enable, but this year it was his year. A punch of the air as Valgeist it is, who's won the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. Heartbreak for Enable, who saw off the 3-year-old Sotsas in Japan, but it was eventually one of her own age group who would win the Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. It goes to Valgeist.
Andre Fabre has shot Bambi. The party pooper is Valgeist. Andre Fabre wins this great race for an 8th time. Johnny Murta, your first reaction?
I'm sick. He's a good horse, Ed. He's been knocking on the door. You know, he ran very well in the King George. They're on their home track. They don't have to travel. You don't know extra special to win 1. She's won 2, but unfortunately today was not her day.
And all the right kind of horses involved in the finish, weren't they, Bref? We had Valgeist winning, beating Enable, beating Sotsas, beating Japan. And the front runners, we had Gaieth up there for a lot of the way, and it started to tell on him as the petrol gauge started emptying. The main protagonists in the finish came from around the mid-division, the ones that we didn't think had a huge amount of chance finishing out the back. But look what it means to Pierre-Charles Boudet.
Yeah,